Hey guys, welcome to this second video of this YouTube channel called Vincent Films. My name is Vincent and I'm going to talk about two things today. First, I'm going to talk about my attempt to break the record of most films seen in a cinema in 1 year, and then I'm going to talk about a film that I saw, and in this instance it's going to be Power Rangers. Now, regarding the record, I achieved two things this weekend. I was able to see 6 films in 1 day in a cinema. I'd never done this before. I had done 4, I think, until now, and this time I did 6. I stayed from 10 a.m. until after midnight, and I was talking at the end with one of the employee of the cinemas, and he told me, he asked me, are you going to the screening of 12:30? And I said, well, actually no. I was planning on going home and getting some sleep for tomorrow. And they said, well, what do you mean? I thought you were trying to break the record of most films seen in a cinema in 1 year. Well, yeah. Then you have to go see this. You have to go as many times as you can to the cinema, otherwise you're not serious about this. Well, actually, I am serious about this. And I tried to explain to him that I was ahead, because actually I reached another mark. I saw 50 films this weekend from since the beginning, which is 10% of the amount of films that I have to see at least. And I did this in less than 10, and right now we are on day 28, I think, and I saw 57 films. So I'm ahead, I think, in my calculations, and I'm doing pretty well. I'm going to keep it up that way in order to break the record as quickly as possible, and then just, watch more, so that the person that's going to try to break my record is going to have a hard time as well. And this week I saw, well, before I talk about Power Rangers, I just want to make a quick shout out to 2 films that I saw. I saw Miss Sloane with Jessica Chastain, and if you liked the series House of Cards, you definitely need to check out this film, because I enjoyed it a lot. It's a political thriller with Jessica Chastain about, she's a lobbyist in Washington D.C. trying to push a law against or for some regulation on firearms, and of course she has to go head on against her former firm, who's representing the NRA. It's a great thriller. I enjoyed it. Go watch it. And the other film I want to talk about just quickly is Le Serpent aux Mille Coupures, aka the Serpent of 1,000 Cuts, which is a French-Belgium thriller. And I never thought I would say this, but it was good. It was great, actually. I liked it a lot, so check that out. It's about in a small town in France, about the mafia of the drug cartels with police undercover. Well, just watch it, with a great villain. But now I want to talk about Power Rangers. Now, unlike Ghost in the Shell, I did not come out of this film loving it and wondering, why does nobody like this? Well, actually, it's not true. It's at a little under 50% of Rotten Tomatoes, so it's not hated. But it's not a very good film, that is true. But it was entertaining, and I liked it overall. Overall, I liked it, seriously, because it was entertaining, first of all. Second of all, I thought the characters that were introduced were interesting. They were very different, and they had personality, some background, some emotional depth to them. They had been through things that they had to work through the film, which was interesting and which made the dynamic between the characters rather compelling. But that being said, it was very cheesy. It could have been worse. Like a friend of mine said after coming out of the film, he said, I thought this was gonna be a lot worse, and he's right. I thought it was. I mean, I didn't have really expectation about this film. I was just happy to have a new franchise of superheroes that wasn't Marvel or DC. I'm not sure we're gonna have a sequel, because it's not doing this well at the box office, but we'll see. And one thing I really enjoyed about this film that's very quite watchable and entertaining is the introduction of the villain, played by Elizabeth Banks, which had a lot of horror elements, which was a nice touch and added to the film overall. The action was underwhelming, I thought. It was just average, but the money was there. They worked on the special effects. You had some very interesting cinematography, and I thought that it reminded me a lot of Chronicle to some degree, which was a good thing as well. Otherwise, I would give this film a 6 out of 10, because I enjoyed the world that was built. The lore of the Power Rangers, the characters. I want to see how it goes further on, how these characters interact, how they become Power Rangers, because this is really an origin story, how these characters get to know each other, how they get to know what it is about to be a Power Rangers, how they get introduced to Zordon. I think that's the name of the character played by Bryan Cranston. And the lore of the Power Rangers was something I watched the Power Rangers, but I didn't remember anything about them. And I think if you like the Power Rangers, you're going to enjoy this, because like I said, it's a bit cheesy like the TV series, and there's a throwback moment that is just I laughed out loud in the cinema, and my friend as well. So you have to see it just for that. Watch it on Netflix when it get out. And you have those robots. I don't remember what they're called. I'm sorry, but it was impressive. So overall entertaining, not amazing, not great, but average, good, entertaining. You don't need anything more sometimes for just a popcorn flick, basically. Anyway, that's it for today. I hope it was somewhat entertaining. I hope you go watch some of the films I just mentioned. And I wish you a good evening or good day, whatever it is. And I'll see you next week. And until then, salut.